Have you ever felt like life is moving too slowly while everyone else seems to be racing ahead? Like no matter how hard you try, the things you dream of, success, love, peace, or purpose, always seem just out of reach? If that's you, take a deep breath. You're not alone. Every single person on this planet has faced moments where they questioned whether their time would ever come. But here's the truth. God's timing isn't late. It's perfect. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why waiting can be one of the most powerful acts of faith you'll ever experience. Stick around because I promise you, there's a reward in this message that will change the way you see your journey forever. Life moves at its own pace, doesn't it? We live in a world obsessed with speed. Faster internet, quicker results, instant gratification, it's everywhere. Society tells us we need to hustle harder, push faster, and achieve more right now. But what happens when life doesn't follow that script? What happens when the job offer doesn't come through, the relationship feels distant, or the breakthrough you've been praying for still hasn't arrived? It's easy to feel forgotten, left behind, or even abandoned. Easy to wonder if maybe, just maybe, something went wrong. But let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to think that perhaps the delay isn't punishment, but preparation? Think about it. When we rush through life, we miss so much. The small blessings, the lessons hidden in plain sight, the strength we gain from enduring challenges. Human beings are wired to crave certainty and control. Our brains are designed to seek patterns, predict outcomes, and avoid uncertainty. That's why waiting feels unbearable. It triggers fear, doubt, and frustration. But here's the beautiful irony. Some of the greatest miracles happen in the spaces between our plans. In those quiet, seemingly empty moments, something extraordinary is being crafted, a masterpiece tailored specifically for you. So why does divine timing matter? Because it reminds us that life isn't random, it's intentional. Every second, every setback, every detour serves a purpose. Imagine standing in front of an artist working on a painting. Would you interrupt them halfway and demand they finish immediately? Of course not. You'd trust that they know exactly what they're doing. Now, apply that same logic to your life. What if the delays you're experiencing aren't signs of failure, but strokes of genius in the grand design of your destiny? Let's talk about hope for a moment. Hope is more than just wishful thinking. It's the fuel that keeps us going when everything else feels dark. Psychologists say hope isn't passive, it's active. It requires belief and action. Belief that better days are coming and action to align yourself with the possibilities ahead. So, instead of focusing on what hasn't happened yet, shift your energy toward preparing for what's next. Use this time to grow, learn, and become the person who's ready to receive the blessings waiting for you. Trust me, when the moment arrives, you'll look back and realize every second was worth it. Here's the secret nobody tells you. Waiting teaches you patience, and patience teaches you power. True strength doesn't lie in forcing things to happen before their time. It lies in trusting the process, even when you can't see the finish line. People who succeed aren't necessarily the ones who move the fastest. They're the ones who stay consistent, who refuse to give up, and who have faith that their efforts will pay off eventually. And guess what? That kind of resilience is built during seasons of waiting. Now, I want you to imagine something with me. Picture yourself 5 years from today. Look at the person you've become, the wisdom you've gained, the victories you've celebrated, the peace you've found. Do you think that version of you regrets the wait? No, they thank it. They thank every challenge, every sleepless night, every unanswered prayer. Why? Because without those moments, they wouldn't be standing where they are now. This is the mindset shift I want you to walk away with today. Delays aren't roadblocks, they're stepping stones. And here's the reward I promised you. By the time this video ends, you'll have clarity. Clarity about why your timing matters, how to embrace the present moment, and most importantly, how to step into the future with unshakable confidence. So keep watching, keep believing, keep trusting. Your breakthrough isn't just coming, it's already on its way. You know, there's something almost poetic about the way life unfolds. Just when we think we've figured it all out, a curveball comes flying our way, and suddenly everything feels uncertain again. It's like standing in the middle of a storm, clutching onto hope while the winds howl around us. But here's what makes this human experience so incredible. Even in chaos, there's always a rhythm, a divine order that works tirelessly behind the scenes. And though it may not feel like it right now, every twist and turn is leading you exactly where you're meant to be. The truth is, frustration with timing isn't just a personal struggle. It's universal. From the student working 3 jobs to pay for school, to the entrepreneur pouring their heart into a business that hasn't taken off yet, everyone has moments where they question if their efforts are enough. Why? Because as humans, we're wired to seek progress. Our brains crave evidence that we're moving forward, that our sacrifices aren't in vain. When things stall, it triggers a primal fear, a fear of being stuck, of wasting time, of missing out on the life we envisioned. But here's the catch. The very act of waiting forces us to confront those fears head on. It strips away the illusion that control is ours to claim and reminds us that some things are simply beyond our reach. Think about the last time you tried to force something to happen. Maybe it was a relationship you desperately wanted to work or a goal you were determined to achieve overnight. How did that feel? Exhausting, right? Like pushing against a wall that refused to budge. That's because forcing rarely leads to fulfillment. In fact, science shows us that when we try to rush outcomes, we often create unnecessary stress and resistance. Instead of flowing with life, we fight against it. And in doing so, we miss the beauty of surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means letting go of the need to micromanage every detail and trusting that the universe, or God, has a plan far greater than anything we could design ourselves. This concept might sound simple, but living it is anything but easy. Patience is hard. Trust is harder. Yet, both are essential ingredients for growth. Without them, we risk burning out, losing sight of our purpose, or settling for less than we deserve. The key is to reframe the narrative. Instead of seeing delays as setbacks, view them as opportunities. Opportunities to rest, reflect, and recalibrate. To ask yourself, am I becoming the person I need to be to handle the blessings I'm praying for? Because let's face it, success without preparation can feel overwhelming. Love without self-worth can leave you empty. Even answered prayers can fall flat if you're not ready to receive them. So what do you do when the waiting feels unbearable? Start by shifting your focus. Instead of obsessing over what hasn't happened yet, celebrate what has. Gratitude rewires your brain to see abundance instead of lack. Write down 3 things you're thankful for today, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Feel the weight lift off your shoulders as you acknowledge the good already present in your life. Then, take 1 small step toward your dreams. 1 email sent, 1 skill learned, 1 positive affirmation spoken aloud. Action combats stagnation. It reminds you that even in stillness, momentum is building beneath the surface. Remember, every great story has moments of pause. Heroes don't rise to glory without first enduring trials. They stumble, they wait, they rise again. And so will you. Your journey isn't defined by how quickly you arrive at your destination. It's shaped by the lessons you learn along the way. And when the moment finally comes, the one you've been waiting for, you'll realize it wasn't about the arrival at all. It was about who you became in the process. Keep going, keep believing, keep trusting. There's a quiet power in understanding that not everything is meant to happen on your timeline. Life has its own rhythm, a cadence that often feels out of sync with our desires. But here's the profound truth. The moments we spend waiting aren't wasted. They're woven into the fabric of something much bigger. Think about it this way. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You water it, nurture it, and trust that beneath the soil, life is unfolding exactly as it should. This same principle applies to your dreams, your goals, and the promises you're holding on to. The human mind craves certainty because uncertainty feels like chaos. When things don't go according to plan, it's easy to spiral into doubt. Why isn't this working? What's wrong with me? Am I doing something wrong? These questions haunt us late at night when the world is silent and our thoughts are loud. But here's the liberating reality. Delays don't define you, they refine you. They strip away the unnecessary, forcing you to focus on what truly matters. Every moment of waiting is an invitation to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It's a chance to deepen your roots so that when the storms come, and they will, you'll stand firm. Consider this. Some of the most beautiful creations in life require time. A diamond forms under immense pressure over thousands of years. A pearl begins as an irritant inside an oyster, slowly transforming into something radiant. Even relationships take time to blossom. Friendships, love, partnerships, they all need space to develop. Why should your dreams be any different? What you're building, what you're becoming, requires patience. Not just patience with the world around you, but patience with yourself. Too often we rush through life, chasing external validation while neglecting the inner work that sustains us. True success isn't just about achieving, it's about evolving. When you find yourself questioning the timing of your life, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what am I learning right now? Growth rarely happens in comfort zones. It happens in the in-between spaces, the places where discomfort forces you to stretch beyond what you thought was possible. Maybe you're learning perseverance. Maybe you're discovering courage. Or perhaps you're uncovering hidden strengths you never knew you had. Whatever it is, these lessons are shaping you into someone capable of handling the blessings you've been praying for. Remember, the size of your breakthrough is directly tied to the depth of your preparation. Now let's talk about perspective. Have you ever looked back on a difficult season and realized it was actually a turning point? That job loss that felt devastating at the time led to a career you love. That heartbreak that shattered you opened the door to a love that's real and lasting. Those moments weren't accidents. They were redirections. Divine timing operates on a level far beyond human comprehension. It sees the bigger picture even when we can't. And here's the beauty of it all. Faith doesn't demand proof. Faith thrives in the unknown. It whispers, even though I can't see it, I believe it's coming. That belief alone changes everything. It shifts your energy, aligns your actions, and attracts opportunities you might have otherwise missed. When you choose to walk in faith, you stop fighting the process and start flowing with it. You begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as stepping stones. Waiting becomes less about enduring and more about embracing, a sacred space where miracles are conceived. So, as you continue on your journey, remind yourself of this. The universe or God doesn't make mistakes. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment serves a purpose. And though it may not feel like it now, each moment is leading you closer to the life you were always meant to live. Keep showing up, keep believing, keep trusting, because the best is yet to come. There's a profound difference between seeing and believing. When you're in the thick of waiting, it's easy to focus on what you can't see. The job that hasn't materialized, the dream that feels distant, the answer that seems silent. But faith isn't about sight, it's about trust. It's about knowing that even when the path ahead is shrouded in fog, the destination is clear. This is where divine timing shines brightest, not in what we can hold or measure, but in what we feel deep within. And that feeling, though intangible, is more powerful than any evidence the world could offer. Think about how often life surprises us. How many times have you looked back and realized that things fell into place in ways you never could have planned? That coincidence that felt too perfect to be random. That closed door that led to an open window you didn't even know existed. These moments remind us that there's a force greater than our understanding at work. A force that operates beyond logic, beyond reason, beyond human limitations. It's a reminder that sometimes the best thing you can do is step aside and let life, or God, take the lead. Because when you try to control every detail, you miss the magic of surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up, it means giving over. It's releasing the need to micromanage your life and trusting that the universe has your back. Science tells us that stress comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. When we cling too tightly to outcomes, we create resistance. We block the flow of possibility. But when we loosen our grip, something incredible happens. Space opens up for miracles to occur. Miracles don't happen in chaos. They thrive in stillness. They bloom in the quiet moments when you stop forcing and start allowing. So if you've been wrestling with frustration, take a step back, breathe, let go, trust that the pieces are moving into place even if you can't see them yet. Here's the truth. Transformation happens in the unseen. Just like the caterpillar retreats into its cocoon before emerging as a butterfly, some of the most beautiful changes in life occur in silence. Beneath the surface, growth is happening, strength is building, wisdom is forming. You might not notice it day by day, but over time, the shifts become undeniable. The same is true for your journey. Every moment of waiting is shaping you into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone better equipped to handle the blessings headed your way. Don't underestimate the power of these hidden seasons. They're preparing you for greatness. And then there's the beauty of perspective. When you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, you realize that delays aren't punishments, they're protections. Sometimes the things we pray for don't come because something far greater is being prepared. Other times the pause is there to shield us from paths that would have led to pain. Divine timing isn't just about granting wishes, it's about guarding hearts. It's about ensuring that you receive not just what you want, but what you truly need. This is why patience isn't passive, it's protective. It's a shield that guards you from rushing into situations you're not ready for or accepting less than you deserve. So as you navigate this season of waiting, remember this. Faith isn't blind, it's bold. It's choosing to believe in possibilities you can't yet see. It's holding on to hope when everything around you feels uncertain. It's standing firm in the knowledge that the universe or God has a plan far greater than anything you could imagine. And while the road may feel long, every step you take brings you closer to the life you were always meant to live. Keep walking, keep believing, keep trusting, because the moment you've been waiting for is worth every second of the journey. Let's talk about the power of trust. Trust isn't just a word, it's a force, a quiet, unshakable energy that moves mountains without making a sound. When you trust in divine timing, you're not just waiting for something to happen, you're aligning yourself with a rhythm far greater than your own. You're stepping into sync with the universe, allowing its wisdom to guide you where you need to go. And here's the most beautiful part. Trust doesn't require proof. It thrives in the absence of evidence. It says, I don't know how or when, but I believe it's coming. That belief alone changes everything. Think about the times in your life when you've felt truly at peace. Chances are, those moments weren't tied to external achievements or material success. They were moments of surrender. When you stopped fighting and started flowing. Maybe it was the first time you let go of a grudge, or the moment you decided to stop chasing someone who wasn't ready to meet you halfway. In those instances, you tapped into a deeper truth. Some things are simply out of your hands. And while it may feel uncomfortable to release control, there's an undeniable freedom that comes with it. Freedom from anxiety, freedom from doubt, freedom from the weight of trying to carry the world on your shoulders. Now imagine applying that same level of surrender to your current situation. What if you could trust, not just intellectually, but emotionally, that every delay is deliberate, that every unanswered prayer is being held in reserve until the perfect moment arrives? It's a radical shift in perspective, one that requires courage. Courage to face uncertainty, courage to embrace discomfort, courage to believe that even in the silence, something extraordinary is being prepared for you. Because here's the thing, life rewards those who are willing to wait with faith. Not idle waiting, but active waiting, the kind that builds resilience, sharpens focus, and deepens gratitude. There's also a profound lesson in humility hidden within this process. Waiting teaches us that we aren't the authors of our story, we're co-authors. We play a role, yes, but there's a higher hand guiding the narrative. This realization can be both humbling and empowering. Humbling because it reminds us that we're not invincible, we don't have all the answers. Empowering because it frees us from the pressure of having to figure everything out on our own. When you acknowledge that there's a greater plan at work, you begin to see challenges not as failures, but as redirections. Detours become destinations in disguise, leading you exactly where you're meant to be. And let's not forget the importance of self-compassion during this journey. Too often, we're harder on ourselves than anyone else would ever be. We judge our progress against others, forgetting that everyone's timeline is unique. Your path isn't supposed to look like someone else's. It's supposed to reflect you, your strengths, your struggles, your lessons. So instead of comparing, celebrate your growth. Celebrate the fact that you're still standing, still believing, still moving forward. Even if it feels like you're crawling, remember, every step counts. Every effort matters. Every ounce of faith adds up to something monumental. Here's another truth worth holding on to. Patience is never wasted. The moments you spend waiting aren't empty, they're full of potential. Think of them as rehearsals for the main event. Each day you practice patience, you strengthen your ability to endure. You build emotional muscles that will carry you through future challenges. You learn to find joy in the journey rather than fixating solely on the destination. And when the breakthrough finally comes, you'll appreciate it more deeply because of the road you traveled to get there. Patience transforms frustration into gratitude, struggle into strength, and waiting into wonder. So as you continue to walk this path, remind yourself of this. You are being prepared for greatness. The delays you're experiencing aren't signs of abandonment, they're acts of refinement. They're shaping you into someone capable of handling the blessings you're praying for. And though it may not feel like it now, the wait will make the reward infinitely sweeter. Keep nurturing your faith. Keep watering the seeds of hope. Keep trusting that the universe, or God, is working tirelessly behind the scenes to bring your dreams to life. Because here's the ultimate truth. Divine timing doesn't just deliver results, it delivers miracles. And yours is closer than you think. Let's take a moment to reflect on the beauty of alignment. When you trust in divine timing, you're not just waiting for things to happen. You're becoming the person who's ready to receive them. Think about it. Every challenge, every delay, every moment of stillness is molding you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It's like standing in front of a mirror and seeing yourself grow before your very eyes. The version of you that started this journey isn't the same version that will finish it. And that's the magic of waiting. It transforms you from the inside out. When life feels uncertain, it's easy to focus on what's missing. But here's the shift that changes everything. Instead of looking at what hasn't arrived yet, look at who you're becoming in the process. Are you learning patience, practicing gratitude, building courage? These are the invisible rewards of waiting, the ones that no one else can see, but that make all the difference. They're the foundation upon which your future is being built. Because, let's be honest, success without character is hollow. Love without self-worth is fleeting. Even answered prayers lose their meaning if you're not prepared to embrace them fully. This is why divine timing exists, to ensure that when the blessings come, you're ready to hold them steady. Now imagine for a moment that life is like a symphony. Each note has its place, its purpose, its moment to shine. If one instrument rushes ahead or falls behind, the harmony is disrupted. The same is true for your journey. Every experience, good or bad, is a note in the melody of your life. Some notes may feel jarring at first, but when played in the right sequence, they create something breathtaking. So instead of resisting the rhythm, lean into it. Trust that every high and low, every fast and slow movement is part of a masterpiece in the making. There's also something deeply empowering about embracing the unknown. Human beings crave certainty because it feels safe, but growth happens outside of comfort zones. When you step into the mystery of waiting, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. You give yourself permission to dream bigger, hope harder, and believe deeper. It's like standing at the edge of a vast ocean, knowing that beyond the horizon lies something extraordinary, even if you can't see it yet. Faith thrives in these moments. It reminds you that you don't need to have everything figured out to move forward. Sometimes simply taking the next step is enough. And here's the truth that will set you free. The universe, or God, doesn't waste time. Every second of your life is being used for something meaningful, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. The sleepless nights, the unanswered questions, the long stretches of silence, they're not empty spaces. They're filled with potential, with preparation, with purpose. So instead of rushing through them, honor them. Treat them as sacred moments where transformation is taking place, where the seeds of your future are being planted, watered, and nurtured. As you continue to navigate this season of waiting, remember this. Faith isn't passive, it's active. It's choosing to believe in possibilities you can't yet see. It's holding on to hope when everything around you feels uncertain. It's trusting that the universe, or God, has a plan far greater than anything you could imagine. And while the road may feel long, every step you take brings you closer to the life you were always meant to live. Keep walking, keep believing, keep trusting, because the moment you've been waiting for is worth every second of the journey. Let's talk about the power of perspective. It's fascinating how two people can face the exact same situation and walk away with completely different interpretations. One sees a roadblock, the other sees redirection. One feels defeated, the other feels challenged. The difference lies not in the circumstances themselves, but in the lens through which they're viewed. And here's the truth. When you shift your perspective, you unlock a world of possibility. Waiting, for instance, isn't just about enduring, it's about evolving. It's about seeing beyond the surface and recognizing the deeper purpose at play. Think about it this way. Life is like a sculpture. The artist doesn't start with a finished masterpiece. They begin with a rough block of stone. Every chisel, every strike, every moment of effort shapes the raw material into something extraordinary. Similarly, every challenge you face, every delay you endure is shaping you into the person you're meant to become. The process might feel uncomfortable, even painful at times, but discomfort is often the price of transformation. Without it, there would be no growth, no progress, no breakthrough. So instead of resisting the struggle, embrace it. Trust that the work being done on you now will lead to something breathtaking in the end. Now let's address the fear that often accompanies waiting. The fear of missing out, of falling behind, of never arriving. These fears are natural, but they're also misleading. They trick us into believing that time is running out, that opportunities are slipping away. But here's the reality. Divine timing operates outside the constraints of human deadlines. It doesn't rush, and it doesn't linger unnecessarily. It moves with precision, ensuring that everything aligns perfectly before presenting you with what's next. This means that nothing you're meant to have will pass you by, not truly. What's yours will find its way to you, and when it does, you'll realize it was worth every second of the wait. There's also a profound lesson in surrender hidden within this process. Surrender isn't about giving up. It's about letting go of the need to control every detail. When you release the reins and trust that the universe, or God, has a plan, something remarkable happens. You stop carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. You free yourself from the burden of trying to force outcomes and instead allow life to unfold naturally. It's like floating down a river instead of swimming against the current. The journey becomes smoother, lighter, more peaceful. And as you flow with the rhythm of life, you begin to notice synchronicities, little signs and signals that remind you you're exactly where you're meant to be. Here's another truth worth holding on to. Faith amplifies patience. When you believe that something greater is coming, waiting no longer feels like punishment. It feels like preparation. It becomes an act of trust, a declaration that you're willing to honor the process because you know the outcome will be worth it. Faith teaches you to see delays not as obstacles, but as opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to reflect, to recalibrate. To ask yourself, who do I need to become to handle the blessings I'm praying for? Because remember, receiving isn't just about external achievement, it's about internal readiness. The universe or God wants to ensure that when your moment arrives, you're prepared to step into it fully. And finally, never underestimate the power of hope. Hope is more than wishful thinking, it's a lifeline during difficult seasons. It keeps you moving forward when everything else feels heavy. Psychologists tell us that hope isn't passive, it's active. It requires belief and action, belief that better days are ahead, and action to create space for them. So as you navigate this season of waiting, take small steps toward your dreams. Write down your goals, speak positive affirmations over your life. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. These actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but they build momentum. They remind you that even in stillness, progress is happening. Keep trusting, keep believing, keep showing up. Your breakthrough isn't just coming, it's already on its way. Let's talk about the beauty of resilience. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back from setbacks. It's about growing stronger through them. When you're in the midst of waiting, it's easy to feel like life is testing you, pushing you to your limits. But here's the truth. Every test is a testimony in the making. Every challenge you face is shaping you into someone who can handle the blessings that are on their way. Think about it. Great achievements don't come to those who crumble under pressure. They come to those who rise above it. And that's exactly what you're doing right now. You're rising. Resilience is built in the quiet moments. the ones where no one is watching but you. It's in the early mornings when you choose to get up and keep going even when the world feels heavy. It's in the late nights when you push through exhaustion because, deep down, you know your breakthrough is worth it. These moments may seem small, insignificant even, but they're the building blocks of greatness. They're proof that you have what it takes to endure, to persevere, to overcome. And when the tide finally turns, and it will, you'll look back and realize that these were the moments that defined you. Now let's talk about the power of faith in action. Faith isn't just a feeling, it's a choice, a decision to move forward even when you can't see the path ahead. It's waking up each day and saying, I trust that this season has purpose, even if I don't understand it yet. And then it's taking one step, however small, toward the life you're dreaming of. Maybe it's updating your resume, reaching out to someone who inspires you, or simply practicing gratitude for what you already have. These actions might not bring immediate results, but they send a powerful message to the universe or God that you're ready to receive, ready to grow, ready to thrive. There's also something deeply transformative about leaning into gratitude during seasons of waiting. Gratitude doesn't just shift your mindset, it shifts your reality. When you focus on what you do have instead of what you're missing, you create space for more blessings to flow into your life. Science shows us that gratitude rewires the brain, helping us see abundance instead of lack. It reminds us that even in the toughest times, there's always something to be thankful for. A roof over your head, food on your table, love in your heart. These seemingly small things are actually massive gifts, and acknowledging them opens the door to even greater abundance. And here's the truth that will set you free. Life rewards consistency. Success isn't always about grand gestures or overnight transformations. It's about showing up day after day, even when the results aren't immediate. It's about trusting the process, staying aligned with your purpose, and refusing to give up. Because here's the thing, the universe or God responds to effort. It responds to belief. It responds to persistence. So, if you've been feeling discouraged, take heart. Your consistent efforts are planting seeds that will eventually blossom into something extraordinary. The key is to keep going, even when it feels like nothing is happening. As you continue on this journey, remember this: you are being prepared for something far greater than you can currently imagine. The delays you're experiencing aren't roadblocks, they're refinements. They're ensuring that when your moment arrives, you're not just ready, you're unstoppable. So keep nurturing your faith, keep watering the seeds of hope, keep trusting that the universe or God is working tirelessly behind the scenes to bring your dreams to life. Because here's the ultimate truth. Divine timing doesn't just deliver results, it delivers miracles, and yours is closer than you think. Let's talk about the power of surrender, not as a sign of weakness, but as an act of strength. Surrender is often misunderstood. It's not about giving up or letting life happen to you. It's about releasing the need to control every detail and trusting that the universe or God has a plan far greater than anything you could imagine. When you surrender, you're not abandoning your dreams. You're aligning yourself with the flow of life. You're saying, I may not understand this yet, but I trust that it's leading me exactly where I'm meant to be. And in that trust lies a profound sense of peace. Think about how much energy we waste trying to force outcomes. We push, we plan, we strategize, believing that if we just work hard enough, we can make things happen on our timeline. But here's the truth. Some things simply cannot be rushed. Love doesn't bloom overnight. Healing doesn't happen in an instant. Success isn't built in a day. These things require time, patience, and faith. When you let go of the need to control, you create space for miracles to unfold. It's like opening a window to let fresh air in. You're inviting possibility into your life instead of shutting it out with worry and doubt. Now, imagine what happens when you stop fighting the current. Life begins to feel lighter, doesn't it? The weight of expectation lifts, and suddenly, you're free to focus on what truly matters, becoming the best version of yourself. Waiting becomes less about enduring and more about evolving. It's no longer a punishment, it's a gift, an opportunity to grow, to reflect, to prepare. Every moment of stillness is a chance to reconnect with your purpose, to realign with your values, and to remind yourself why you started this journey in the first place. This is where true transformation happens, not in the chaos of resistance, but in the calm of surrender. Here's another powerful insight. Surrender deepens your faith. When you release the reins, you're forced to rely on something greater than yourself. You begin to see life not as a series of random events, but as a carefully orchestrated masterpiece. Each delay, each detour, each challenge has its place in the grand design. Nothing is wasted, nothing is arbitrary. Even the moments that feel meaningless are part of a bigger picture you may not fully understand yet. Faith thrives in these spaces because it teaches you to trust not only in the destination, but also in the journey itself. And then there's the beauty of grace, the unearned favor that shows up when you least expect it. Grace often arrives in the quietest moments, when you've stopped striving and started trusting. It might come as an unexpected opportunity, a kind word from a stranger, or a sudden shift in perspective that changes everything. These moments remind you that you're never alone. The universe, or God, is always working on your behalf, even when you can't see it. Grace is the reward for surrender, the gentle nudge that reassures you are exactly where you're supposed to be. As you continue to navigate this season of waiting, remember this: surrender isn't passive, it's active. It's choosing to believe in possibilities you can't yet see. It's holding on to hope when everything around you feels uncertain. It's trusting that the universe or God has a plan far greater than anything you could imagine. And while the road may feel long, every step you take brings you closer to the life you were always meant to live. Keep walking, keep believing, keep trusting, because the moment you've been waiting for is worth every second of the journey. Let's talk about the beauty of letting go, not just of control, but of fear. Fear has a way of sneaking into our lives when we least expect it, whispering doubts and planting seeds of uncertainty. What if this never works out? What if I'm not enough? What if I've missed my chance? These questions can feel suffocating, like chains holding us back from moving forward. But here's the truth. Fear thrives in the absence of faith. The moment you choose to trust, truly trust, that divine timing is on your side, fear loses its power. It can't survive in the light of belief. Think about how much energy we waste feeding fear. We replay worst-case scenarios in our minds, imagining outcomes that haven't even happened yet. We brace ourselves for disappointment before we've even given hope a fighting chance. But what if instead of focusing on what could go wrong, we shifted our attention to what could go right? What if we chose to believe that the universe, or God, is conspiring in our favor, lining up opportunities, people, and moments that will lead us exactly where we're meant to be? This simple shift in mindset can transform the way you experience waiting. It turns anxiety into anticipation, doubt into excitement, fear into faith. Now, imagine what happens when you release fear. Suddenly, you're free. Free to dream bigger, bolder, and without limits. Free to take risks without being paralyzed by the thought of failure. Free to embrace the unknown because you know deep down that whatever comes your way is part of your journey. Letting go of fear doesn't mean ignoring it or pretending it doesn't exist. It means acknowledging it, thanking it for trying to protect you, and then gently setting it aside. You remind yourself that fear is a natural response to uncertainty, but so is courage. And courage is what carries you through. There's also something profoundly empowering about trusting that every step you take, even the missteps, is leading you closer to your purpose. Life isn't a straight line. It's a winding path filled with twists, turns, and unexpected detours. Some of those detours might feel like setbacks, but they're actually setups for something greater. Maybe you didn't get the job you wanted, but it made room for an opportunity you couldn't have imagined. Maybe the relationship ended painfully, but it cleared space for a love that's real and lasting. Every closed door makes way for one that's meant to stay open. Trust that the universe, or God, knows which doors to close and which ones to unlock for you. And here's the most liberating truth of all. You don't have to have everything figured out to move forward. Perfection isn't required. Certainty isn't necessary. All you need is faith, a quiet, unwavering belief that you're being guided, protected, and prepared for something extraordinary. Faith gives you permission to take imperfect action, to try new things, to stumble and rise again. It reminds you that growth happens outside of comfort zones and that every effort you make adds up to something meaningful. Even the smallest steps count. Even the faintest flicker of belief matters. As you continue walking this path, remember this: fear may visit, but it doesn't have to stay. You have the power to replace it with faith, with hope, with trust. You have the strength to keep going even when the road feels uncertain, because here's the ultimate truth. Divine timing doesn't operate on fear. It operates on love. Love for your dreams, love for your purpose, love for the person you're becoming. Keep believing in that love. Keep trusting in that timing. Your breakthrough isn't just coming, it's already unfolding. All you have to do is let it. Let's talk about the power of stillness. In a world that glorifies hustle and constant motion, there's something almost revolutionary about embracing quiet. Stillness isn't laziness, it's strength. It's the courage to pause, to listen, to trust that answers will come, not from frantic searching, but from patient waiting. When you allow yourself to be still, you create space for clarity. You give your mind permission to rest, your heart room to heal, and your spirit time to align with the rhythm of life. And in that stillness, miracles often find their way to you. Think about how often we mistake busyness for progress. We fill our days with tasks, meetings, and distractions, believing that staying active means we're moving closer to our goals. But here's the truth. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is nothing at all. Stillness gives you perspective. It allows you to step back from the chaos and ask yourself, am I running toward my dreams or just running in circles? When you stop chasing endlessly, you make room for what truly matters. You start hearing the whispers of your soul guiding you toward the path you're meant to take. Now imagine what happens when you let go of the need to constantly do. Life begins to feel lighter, doesn't it? The pressure to perform, to achieve, to prove yourself fades away. In its place, peace emerges, a deep, abiding sense that everything will work out as it should. This peace isn't passive, it's powerful. It reminds you that success isn't measured by how much you accomplish in a day, but by how aligned you are with your purpose. Stillness helps you reconnect with that purpose. It strips away the noise and reveals what's truly important, becoming the person you were always meant to be. Here's another beautiful truth. Stillness amplifies gratitude. When you slow down, you begin to notice the small wonders around you, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the kindness of a stranger, the joy of a shared laugh. These moments may seem ordinary, but they're actually extraordinary gifts. Gratitude thrives in stillness because it forces you to focus on what you already have instead of fixating on what's missing. And when you practice gratitude, something incredible happens. Abundance follows. The more you appreciate the present, the more blessings flow into your life. And then there's the magic of intuition, your inner compass. Stillness sharpens it. When you quiet the external noise, you can hear the voice within. That voice knows what you need before you even realize it. It guides you toward decisions that align with your highest good and away from paths that no longer serve you. Trusting your intuition isn't always easy, especially when it contradicts logic or societal expectations. But here's the secret. Divine timing works through your intuition. It speaks softly, nudging you forward when the moment is right. So learn to listen, learn to trust. Your inner voice is leading you exactly where you're meant to go. As you continue on this journey, remember this. Stillness isn't wasted time. It's sacred. It's an investment in yourself, in your growth, in your future. By choosing to be still, you're saying yes to alignment, yes to clarity, yes to faith. You're creating space for divine timing to unfold in ways you couldn't orchestrate on your own. So don't rush, don't panic, just breathe. Trust that the universe, or God, is working tirelessly behind the scenes to bring your dreams to life. Keep showing up with an open heart and a quiet mind, because here's the ultimate truth. Stillness prepares you for greatness, and yours is closer than you think. Let's talk about the beauty of anticipation. Anticipation is more than just waiting. It's a state of hope, a posture of expectancy. It's the quiet confidence that something wonderful is on its way, even if you can't see it yet. When you embrace anticipation, You shift from seeing delays as disappointments to viewing them as promises in progress. Every moment becomes charged with potential, every breath infused with purpose. You're no longer stuck in the not yet. You're standing on the edge of almost here. Think about how anticipation changes your energy. When you truly believe that something amazing is coming, it transforms the way you move through life. You walk taller, speak bolder, dream bigger. Your actions align with the future you're expecting, creating a magnetic pull that draws opportunities toward you. This isn't magic, it's mindset. The universe, or God, responds to the vibrations you put out into the world. When you radiate hope and faith, you invite circumstances that match that frequency. Anticipation isn't passive, it's an active declaration that you're ready for greatness. Now, imagine what happens when you let go of frustration and lean into excitement. Waiting feels lighter, doesn't it? Instead of focusing on what hasn't arrived yet, you begin to savor the journey itself. Each day becomes an opportunity to prepare, to grow, to refine yourself for the blessings ahead. You start treating small wins as stepping stones, knowing they're paving the way for something monumental. This perspective doesn't just change how you feel, it changes how you live. You stop rushing and start relishing. You stop doubting and start dreaming. And in doing so, you create a life worth celebrating, even before the breakthrough arrives. Here's another powerful truth. Anticipation builds resilience. When you expect good things, you develop the strength to endure tough times. Challenges lose their sting because you know they're temporary. Setbacks become setups for comebacks. You understand that every test is simply preparing you for the triumph that's waiting around the corner. Anticipation teaches you to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as part of the process, a necessary phase before the payoff. This mindset doesn't just help you survive hard seasons, it helps you thrive in them. And then there's the joy of surprise, the unexpected blessings that show up when you least expect them. Life has a way of exceeding our expectations when we trust the timing. Maybe you've been praying for one thing, only to receive something far greater. Or perhaps the answer comes in a form you never imagined, proving once again that divine timing knows better than we do. These moments remind us that anticipation isn't about controlling outcomes. It's about staying open to possibilities. It's about trusting that the universe, or God, is infinitely creative, capable of delivering blessings in ways that leave us speechless. As you continue on this journey, remember this. Anticipation isn't blind optimism. It's rooted belief. It's knowing deep within your soul that the best is yet to come. It's choosing to focus on the promise rather than the delay, the light rather than the darkness. So keep nurturing that sense of expectancy. Keep dreaming boldly and believing fiercely, because here's the ultimate truth. Divine timing rewards those who wait with faith. Your breakthrough isn't just close, it's already unfolding. All you have to do is stay ready, stay hopeful, and stay anticipatory. Let's talk about the power of trust in retrospect. How often have you looked back on a difficult season and realized it was exactly what you needed, even if you couldn't see it at the time? Life has a way of making sense in hindsight, doesn't it? Those moments that once felt like setbacks now feel like setups. The delays that once frustrated you now feel like divine timing. This is the gift of perspective. It reminds us that every piece of our story has purpose, even when we can't yet understand it. Think about the times when everything seemed to go wrong. Maybe a job fell through, a relationship ended, or a dream felt out of reach. In those moments, it's easy to spiral into doubt, questioning whether things will ever work out. But here's the truth. Sometimes the things we think we want aren't actually what's best for us. Divine timing operates with a wisdom far greater than ours. It sees the bigger picture, understanding that closing one door makes room for another to open. What feels like loss in the moment is often redirection in disguise, leading you towards something far greater than you could have imagined. Now, imagine how freeing it is to trust this process. Trusting doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means acknowledging the struggle while believing that it serves a purpose. It's knowing that even in the hardest times, growth is happening beneath the surface. Like roots growing deeper underground before a plant blooms, your challenges are preparing you for something extraordinary. When you trust this truth, you stop resisting the flow of life and start embracing it. You begin to see every experience, not just the good ones, as part of your journey toward wholeness. Here's another profound insight. Trust transforms regret into gratitude. Have you ever thought, if only I had done things differently? Regret can weigh heavily on the heart, but trust lightens the load. When you believe that every step, even the missteps, is leading you closer to your purpose, you stop viewing your past as a series of mistakes. Instead, you see it as a collection of lessons, each one shaping you into the person you're becoming. Gratitude replaces regret because you realize that without those experiences, you wouldn't be where you are today, and where you are is exactly where you need to be. And then there's the beauty of faith in action, the small, consistent choices you make every day to keep moving forward. Faith isn't just a feeling, it's a practice. It's choosing to wake up each morning and say, I trust that this day matters, even if I don't see the full picture yet. It's taking one step, however small, toward your dreams. These actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but they compound over time, creating momentum that propels you toward your breakthrough. Faith teaches you that progress doesn't always look dramatic. It often happens quietly, steadily, behind the scenes. As you continue walking this path, remember this: trust isn't about having all the answers. It's about believing that the universe, or God, does. It's about surrendering the need to control and instead leaning into the mystery of life. Because here's the ultimate truth: divine timing doesn't just deliver results, it delivers miracles. And yours is already in motion. Keep trusting, keep believing, keep showing up. Because when you look back one day, you'll see how every moment led you to where you were always meant to be. Let's talk about the beauty of alignment. How life has a way of bringing you exactly where you're meant to be, even when the path feels unclear. Alignment isn't something you force, it's something you feel. It's that quiet knowing deep within you that says, this is right. When you trust in divine timing, you step into alignment with the flow of life. You stop swimming against the current and start moving with it. And in that harmony, everything begins to make sense. Think about how life works in patterns. Cycles of growth, rest, and renewal. Just like the seasons, your journey has its own rhythm. There are times for planting seeds, times for nurturing them, and times for reaping the harvest. Trying to rush this process only creates resistance. But when you honor the natural flow, magic happens. You begin to see that every moment, every delay, every challenge, every victory is part of a larger cycle designed to bring you closer to your purpose. Trusting this rhythm allows you to move through life with grace instead of frustration. Now imagine what happens when you surrender to this alignment. Suddenly, decisions become clearer, opportunities show up at just the right time, people enter your life who are meant to guide, support, or inspire you. It's as if the universe, or God, is orchestrating everything behind the scenes, ensuring that all the pieces fall into place. This doesn't mean life will always be easy, but it does mean that every experience serves a purpose. Even the hard moments are preparing you for something greater. When you trust in alignment, you stop seeing life as random and start recognizing it as intentional. Here's another powerful truth. Alignment requires authenticity. You can't step into your purpose by pretending to be someone you're not. The universe, or God, knows the real you, and it aligns circumstances based on your true essence, not the mask you wear to please others. This is why it's so important to stay grounded in who you are, to embrace your strengths, acknowledge your weaknesses, and honor your unique gifts. When you live authentically, you send a clear signal to the universe that you're ready for what's meant for you. Alignment follows naturally from there. And then there's the joy of synchronicity, the moments when everything clicks into place perfectly. Maybe you meet someone who offers exactly the advice you needed to hear, or perhaps you stumble upon an opportunity that feels tailor-made for you. These aren't coincidences. A woman who carries this kind of composure won't just admire her, he'll feel an unshakable pull toward her calm strength and unwavering spirit. Grace begins with self-compassion. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a dear friend. Too often, we are our own harshest critics, quick to judge ourselves for mistakes or setbacks. But what if, instead, you chose to see these moments as opportunities to grow? Ask yourself, am I speaking to myself with love, or am I tearing myself down? When you practice self-compassion, you create a foundation of inner peace that radiates outward. This energy tells the world and any potential partner that you are someone who knows how to nurture not only others, but also yourself. A man who feels this gentle yet powerful presence will be drawn to your warmth. He'll see you as someone who softens the edges of life without losing its intensity. But grace isn't just internal, it's also reflected in how you interact with the world. It's in the way you respond to conflict with patience rather than anger, in the way you extend forgiveness instead of holding grudges, and in the way you celebrate others' successes without envy. These acts of grace don't go unnoticed. They signal emotional maturity and wisdom, qualities that make relationships stronger and more meaningful. A man who experiences your ability to navigate life's ups and downs with such equanimity will feel deeply connected to you. He'll appreciate your capacity to diffuse tension, foster harmony, and lead with empathy, traits that turn fleeting admiration into lifelong devotion. This practice of grace also amplifies gratitude. When you approach life with an open heart, even during tough times, you begin to notice the silver linings, the lessons hidden within struggles, the beauty in small gestures, the joy in simple pleasures. You stop waiting for better days and start finding joy in the present moment. This mindset shift transforms how others perceive you. A man who witnesses your ability to find light in darkness will feel inspired by your optimism. He'll see you as someone who makes life richer simply by being in it, someone whose positivity uplifts everyone around her. And here's the magic of grace. It builds bridges where walls once stood. By choosing kindness over bitterness, patience over frustration, and understanding over judgment, you create space for deeper connections. People instinctively gravitate toward those who exude grace because they know they'll be met with acceptance and care. A man who senses this quality in you will feel safe, safe to be himself, safe to share his fears, and safe to dream alongside you. He'll see you as a haven, someone who offers solace amidst life's storms while encouraging him to rise above them. As you cultivate grace, you'll discover a profound sense of freedom. You'll stop clinging to past hurts or worrying excessively about the future. Instead, you'll focus on showing up fully in each moment, trusting that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way. And when you bring this graceful energy into your romantic life, it transforms how you connect with others. A man who encounters a woman who embodies grace won't take her presence for granted. He'll beg to marry her, knowing she brings a rare combination of strength and softness, a partner who teaches him the art of living beautifully, one day at a time. Now, let's delve into the power of authenticity, the courage to show up as your true self, unapologetically and without fear of judgment. Authenticity is the thread that weaves together all the qualities we've explored so far: resilience, vision, grace, and wholeness. When you live authentically, you stop chasing approval and start honoring who you are at your core. You become someone who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone because your presence alone speaks volume. A man who encounters a woman living in her truth won't just admire her. He'll feel an undeniable pull toward her genuine spirit, knowing she's someone he can trust completely. Authenticity begins with honesty, not just with others, but with yourself. It's about confronting the parts of you that you've hidden or suppressed out of fear of rejection. Ask yourself, what stories am I telling myself about who I'm supposed to be? How often do I silence my voice to keep the peace or fit in? The moment you choose to release these self-imposed constraints is the moment you step into your power. This act of radical honesty creates a magnetic energy because it signals to others that you're real. You're not performing or pretending. A man who senses this level of transparency will feel drawn to your depth. He'll see you as someone rare, someone who values integrity over conformity and chooses truth over comfort. But authenticity isn't just about being honest. It's also about consistency. When your actions align with your words and values, you build trust effortlessly. People know exactly what to expect from you because you're unwavering in your principles. This reliability fosters connection because relationships thrive on predictability and safety. A man who experiences your steadfastness will respect your character. He'll recognize that you're someone who keeps your promises not just to him, but to yourself. And that kind of dependability inspires loyalty and devotion. This commitment to authenticity also invites freedom. When you stop seeking validation from external sources, you liberate yourself from the weight of expectations. You give yourself permission to live boldly, to pursue what sets your soul on fire, and to surround yourself with people who celebrate your uniqueness. This sense of liberation is contagious. It inspires others to embrace their own truths. A man who feels this ripple effect of empowerment will be captivated by your courage. He'll see you as someone who dances to the beat of her own drum, a partner who reminds him that life is too short to shrink yourself for anyone. And here's the transformative beauty of authenticity. It deepens intimacy. When you show up as your whole self, flaws, quirks, and all, you create space for others to do the same. Vulnerability becomes a bridge, connecting hearts in ways that superficial charm never could. A man who witnesses your willingness to be seen, truly seen, will feel honored by your trust. He'll cherish the moments when you let your guard down, knowing they're a testament to the strength of your bond. He'll see you as someone who doesn't settle for surface-level connections, but instead seeks something profound and lasting. As you embrace the art of authenticity, you'll notice a profound shift, not just in how others perceive you, but in how you carry yourself. You'll walk through life with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're enough, just as you are. You'll stop shrinking to make others comfortable and start standing tall in your truth. And when you bring this authentic energy into your romantic life, it transforms how you connect with others. A man who encounters a woman rooted in her authenticity won't hesitate to beg for her hand in marriage. He'll see her as his greatest gift. A partner who embodies courage, vulnerability, and unwavering self-love, someone who reminds him what it means to truly belong. Now, let's talk about the power of surrender, not in the sense of giving up, but in the act of trusting yourself and the journey you're on. Surrender is the art of releasing resistance and allowing life to unfold as it's meant to, without trying to control every detail or force outcomes. When you embrace surrender, you step into a space of profound faith, not just in the universe, but in your own ability to navigate whatever comes your way. A man who witnesses this kind of surrender in you won't just admire your calm strength. He'll feel an overwhelming desire to stand by your side, knowing that you embody a rare blend of courage and trust. Surrender begins with acceptance, the decision to meet life exactly where it is, rather than clinging to how you think it should be. It's about letting go of the need to micromanage every situation, relationship, or outcome. Ask yourself, where am I holding on too tightly? What am I afraid to release? When you stop fighting against what is, you create room for miracles to happen. This doesn't mean you stop striving or dreaming. It means you trust that everything has its timing and purpose. A man who senses this level of ease will be captivated by your peace. He'll see you as someone who isn't ruled by fear or doubt, but instead moves through life with grace and confidence. But surrender isn't passive. It's active faith in action. It's choosing to show up fully while releasing attachment to specific results. You still pursue your goals, nurture your relationships, and invest in your growth, but you do so from a place of openness rather than desperation. This mindset transforms challenges into opportunities for growth and setbacks into stepping stones. A man who witnesses your ability to face uncertainty with such poise will respect your resilience. He'll recognize that you're someone who turns obstacles into lessons, someone whose unwavering spirit inspires him to adopt a similar outlook. This practice of surrender also deepens your connection to gratitude. When you let go of the need to control, you begin to notice the abundance already present in your life. You stop waiting for happiness to arrive in the future and start appreciating the beauty of the present moment, the warmth of a shared laugh, the comfort of a quiet evening, the joy of small victories. Gratitude becomes your anchor, keeping you steady during turbulent times and reminding you of all you have to offer. A man who feels the warmth of your gratitude will find himself drawn to your positivity. He'll see you as someone who makes life lighter, brighter, and more meaningful. a partner who helps him find joy even in the simplest moments. And here's the magic of surrender. It invites synchronicity into your life. When you release rigid expectations, you open yourself up to unexpected blessings, opportunities, connections, and experiences that align perfectly with your highest good. These moments aren't accidents. They're the result of aligning yourself with the natural flow of life. A man who recognizes this alignment in you will feel an undeniable pull toward your energy. He'll see you as someone who embodies grace under pressure, someone whose faith in the process inspires him to believe in something greater than himself. As you embrace the art of surrender, you'll discover a profound sense of freedom. You'll stop carrying the weight of trying to orchestrate every detail of your life and start enjoying the ride. You'll realize that true power lies not in controlling everything, but in trusting yourself to handle whatever comes your way. And when you bring this energy into your romantic life, it creates a dynamic where love flows effortlessly. A man who encounters a woman who surrenders to the beauty of the unknown won't take her presence for granted. He'll beg to marry her, knowing that she brings a rare combination of strength and softness. A partner who teaches him the art of letting go while holding on to what truly matters. In the end, it's this balance of surrender and self-trust that makes you unforgettable. You become someone who doesn't chase love, but attracts it naturally, simply by being who you are. Your authenticity, resilience, vision, and grace converge into a magnetic force that draws the right person toward you. And when he arrives, he won't hesitate to commit, not because he needs to, but because he can't imagine his life without you. So remember, the secret to making men beg to marry you isn't about changing who you are. It's about becoming the fullest, most radiant version of yourself. When you do that, love will find you and stay forever.